Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. At Bill's place, Katie insists he has to take another maternity test. She knows Poppy is innocent until proven shamefaced, but if she's able of murder, she's able of faking a test. You have to do another maternity test moment. At the Forrester manse, Donna gushes to Eric about Danny Romalotti being in their house. Eric tells her she's squeezing his hand too hard. They spoon. Across the room, Christine and Danny talk to Brooke and Ridge about the website dropping after the launch. Justice admits she may have been one of the people responsible. By the mantle, Finn credits Steffy for her speech about Brooke. Steffy prefers to suppose of it as supporting the company. Brooke walks over and thanks her for her kind words. It's nice to know you're supporting my line and want it to be successful. Steffy says, your success is my success. Hope tipsily wends her way over and tells Steffy she's glad to hear that. She's sure her mama's success will continue for times to come. Pam and Donna converse with Danny and Christine about life on the road. Chris says it's so important fun, though she's not the one on stage doing the work. Danny crows about it being delightful with her on. He offers Donna the personality experience in Santa Barbara Hereafter Night and she and Pam squeal. She snaps further prints, this time of the couple with Brooke. Across the room, Finn tells Steffy he knows this is hard for her, all this adoration of Brooke. I'm done for you. They kiss and Hope watches from hard. Brooke notices her son watching. Danny and Christine pull Brooke down to talk about their new cooperation. Christine hopes Lauren Fenmore's exchange will be carrying the Brooke's bedroom line. Carter says they've placed a huge order formerly. Meanwhile, Hope joins Steffy and Finn to crow about Brooke getting her accolades that's long overdue and to gush about her cooperation with Danny. Steffy says as long as she's pulling in profit, that's all that really matters. Hard, Christine asks if the rumors are true that Hope for the future is floundering. Hope says her line has been in transition but has the company is completely committed to it. Isn't that right, Steffy? At Bill's place, Katie warns he may not be Luna's father. Luna appears, worried. She's too sad to rest. My mama is in jail, Dad. She's in jail. Bill holds her. In the design office at Forrester, Will arrives to meet with Katie. She asks him to close the door and says it's about his father. At Bill's place, he tells Luna he can't imagine what she's going through, she's always had her mama. He assures her that if the unbelievable happens, he'll be there for her. He'll be by her side, she won't be alone. You'll always have your father. In the design office, Katie tells Will that his father's gal Poppy has been arrested in connection with the suspicious deaths at Il Giardino. Will freaks out at the idea that his family's mama could be a killer. Katie has been so concerned, but she's been arrested, so his father's not in peril and she's no longer under his roof. Will thinks this is insane. Katie says it kind of makes you wonder what differently she might be willing to do, like fake a maternity test. She's prompted his father to take another bone. At Bill's place, he insists Luna stay there and reminds her that her structure is being demolished. He's there for her and this is her home. You'll always have your father. They embrace. At the Forrester manse, Brooke tells Steffy she really does appreciate what she said before. It was veritably kind, especially since she senses her disappointment. They're both on the same platoon and want what's stylish for Forrester. Steffy says, I agree. I do. Brooke takes her hands. She wants to get along with her, no further Forrester versus Logan's. She insists she and Hope don't want to beget her problems. Steffy thanks her and Brooke rejoins Ridge, who thanks her for talking to Steffy. Brooke says they're family, they've got to work it out. She's trying to move her, they don't want to beget her any problems. Ridge and Brooke canoodle. When they clinch over his shoulder, Brooke sees Hope watching Finn again. In the design office, Katie tells Will she thinks Bill will do another maternity test. Will sensations at her looking out for him. After all the pain he's caused her, she still cares about him. Katie says, "Of course I still watch about your father," and hugs him. At Bill's place, he tells Luna he's veritably impressed with the grace and quality she's cashing. Luna says it's a facade. Bill assures her they'll get to the bottom of this. They embrace, and Bill thinks about Katie's warning to do another maternity test. At the Forrester manse, Ridge calls for everyone's attention and thanks his pater and Donna for having the party. He's thankful for the new cooperation and asks Danny if he has anything to say. Danny says Christine induced him to sing for his superfan, Donna, but he'll devote it to everyone. He shouts, "Brooke's bedroom, are you ready to rock on?" With that, he launches into his mega-hit song Rock On as the Forresters and Logan's cotillion excitedly around him. Hope slugs back champagne, and Danny sings to an enraptured Donna. When Steffy has to step out to take a call, Hope pulls Finn into the hallway and kisses him. He stops her snappily and gapes at her in shock. The coming time Thomas Forrester and Paris Buckingham come home with Douglas Forrester, they might have an redundant passenger in Hitch. When Thomas and Paris popped back over to spread their engagement news, there was some talk about unborn children. It's clear that Paris and Thomas are interested in giving Douglas a stock at some point. Perhaps Thomas and Paris could get started on that little design sooner than anyone anticipated. Paris and Thomas were presumably hoping to tie the knot first, but cleaner babies slip tea generally come at exactly the right time. Considering how fast Thomas got engaged to Paris, there's a chance she was formerly pregnant last time she was in city and just not telling anyone yet. It might have been a situation where Thomas and Paris wanted to stay until Paris was a bit further along to give everyone in Los Angeles updates. Whatever the case, it'd bring quite a shock for Hope Logan if Paris returned sporting a baby bump. Hope is trying to move on from Thomas, but that's still the kind of thing that could shoot her over the edge. Thomas might come home with a pregnant bridegroom when it's time for their marriage day. It's easy to imagine Paris and Thomas deciding they'd like to go ahead and make effects sanctioned before the baby's born. Still, could peril be brewing? If Paris does end up awaiting Thomas's child and comes back to LA with him, a adulatory accident might be possible if Hope goes off the rails, so that's commodity to keep in mind when it comes to any implicit gestation story. Grounded on our B&B prognostications, Thomas and Paris' future may not be as bright as they hoped it'd be. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say problems could be on the horizon one way or another, so don't miss what's ahead for Paris and Thomas. Luna Nozawa and Bill Spencer's alternate DNA test will move forward, but what will the results be this time around? It looks like Lee Finnegan made sure the first test refocused to Bill as Luna's father, but the alternate bone may be without any hindrance. Still, Luna will probably be devastated over the news that Bill isn't her natural father after all, if the results are accurate on this coming attempt to get to the bottom of effects. Of course, that could revive Luna's charge to find out who her real pater is, and there's a good chance her hunt for answers will lead her to Jack Finnegan at some point.